Hello, and welcome to Empowerment Radio, the podcast of empowerment coaching. I'm Adrienne Elise. The title of today's episode is Intellectual and Soul Property. So what are we talking about here? And I got to thinking about all that we're finding out about our information and our technology being able to infiltrate and control our life, as well as steal our information and sell it to corporations. And I was thinking about this because I was thinking about how this is happening, and I've seen how it's been affecting some people say that I follow and pay attention to their work, and how we are really living in a controlled environment as far as information and intellectual property. And I see that there's a metaphorical correlation with our soul property. And it, makes me think about, when we go and we get a software program or we sign up for any type of thing online, and it's like, do you agree? Here's this long thing you need to read, and this is how we're going to steal your stuff. This is how we're going to decide about what you get to see. This is how we're going to, have control of your intellectual property. And do you agree? And, what choice do you have, right? Like, we all want the software. We all want the computer program. We all want the social media program. And so, of course, you're going to agree. And who reads that anyway? Who even wants to know what they're agreeing to? And this is kind of a metaphor for the way that we've given away our soul power over lifetimes and through this earth evolution. It kind of feels like the same energy. There's just no choice. Do you want it or do you not want it? And this is what I've seen in information coming through my intuitive sessions with individuals. A lot of times, contractual arrangements going back to maybe even each lifetime, but perhaps entering into this earth evolution as a soul. And it's kind of like, well, do you want to come to earth? Do you want to come to earth in the bloodline you need to succeed? Okay, well then, let's make a deal, and sign on the dotted line and go ahead and give away your soul power. And then it's fine. You can come to earth. And this is the more soul power you have, meaning like the more evolutionary experience you have. A lot of times I talk about indigo souls and I talk about evolved souls, but it's not like this one soul's better than another. It's just experience. It's just time in evolutions and lots of lifetimes. If you take one person, say, and this happens in families a lot, one person that had lots and lots of evolutionary experience and lots of lifetimes and times where they've evolved through many dimensional levels before, and then someone who's just maybe exclusive to this earth evolution, and this is their first evolution, and there's going to be a big discrepancy there, and that higher, more evolved soul is not going to be able to communicate in the way that they would like to with that other soul. It's just not possible. It's like trying to bring two different universes together. But it's not about one being better than the other. It's just about time, more experience. So the more experienced of a soul that you are, the more light you're bringing into this world, the more evolutionary experience that you have, the more soul power you have, because this is what we gain through all these lifetimes and experiences, is soul power. We're gaining our consciousness of ourselves. We're gaining our ability to operate our energetic field. We're gaining compassion. We're gaining our ability to feel, to empathize, to have these deeper soul qualities. And so the more of those type of qualities that you have from many other evolutions, the more you had to give away in order to get into this earth evolution. This is what I call the original contract. It's almost like we all had this kind of technological agreement. Here's our terms. and go ahead and be a light worker, come to planet Earth, but we get a big chunk of your soul. And I've literally seen this as coming forward in pictures in individual sessions where it's like there's a ball of light and it's yours and nobody else can use it, but it's quarantined off in the ethers somewhere. It's like in a box or a cage, and it's kind of like dangling out there, you know. And the interesting thing about it is that most of the time when I go and work on these original contracts with people, there was the programming over lifetimes and experiences led the people to be like, oh yeah, no, that's good. You guys keep my soul. I don't remember what happened last time I had that soul power. And that's where these type of souls were set up and targeted through their lifetimes because of their light, and targeted and programmed to think that their light was a bad thing and that it would cause it, that they couldn't handle it. Okay, there's a few levels of this programming. There's this story that you can't handle your own power, you can't handle your own light. It's too much for you. You know, and this, you can see this in like the Atlantean catastrophe, where there was a lot of light workers, high level, what it looked like was high level scientists working on cutting edge technology with power, with storing power, using power for weather, using power to create harmony, using power to, stored in different ways. I've seen crystal technology and some sort of nuclear like looking technology, and people on the cutting edge of trying to provide power for their communities and ways to store it and amplify it and use it in harmonious ways. And the Atlantean catastrophe happened right at a time when all these scientists were working, and it was a direct target to these people. That basically your power, your ability to understand and work with ascension energies, or the soul power, or we'll call it, they were energy workers. So it's like really working with the energetic field of the planet, and through devices to be able to amplify and harmonize and do really great things for humanity. But this was a total opportunity for the powers that be, the control energies, to target all of these souls at one time with the Atlantean catastrophe, which I've seen again and again was caused by an off-planet weapon. Okay, looks kind of like a laser satellite type weapon. Okay, it caused this shift of the poles and all of this stuff to happen. But I'll tell you what, every single one of those energy workers, those cutting edge scientists, those powerfully evolved souls trying to expand technology for the good of humanity, they all took it very personally that catastrophe happened. And the programming got deeply instilled in the DNA of those bloodlines and in the energetic fields of those people. This programming that says that who you are as an energy worker, if you go ahead and get ascension, move towards ascension, move towards developing your energetic field, move towards enlightenment and spiritual evolution, you're going to blow up the planet. So that's a really good way to program people that, to stay away from their own power, right? And so this is kind of this interesting thing that we've got going on. We've all got this kind of original contract with these domination energies, control energies on our planet, also in control. This is artificial intelligence energy that has become entities and taken over living beings. And kind of what it does is that this artificial intelligence energy is striving to take over living entities and kind of basically have ownership over this soul energy, to steal the soul. And yet it can't really use the soul, but it doesn't want us to have it. So it's, here we have a lot of our soul power as highly evolved souls is stuck in a cage, in a box out there. And they have the key. And it's time to take it back. It's time to go back to our original agreement and rewrite the story. And this is exactly what's happening with technology in our world right now. So to me, it's kind of a metaphorical thing. I'm seeing this, like the alchemy motto is as above, so below. And so this is kind of exactly what's going on. And humans, we have given our power away. And this, what's going on in technology, like with the information that's coming forward about how everything about us that's available, every search we've ever done, everything we've ever bought, everything, it's the microchip on our credit card, like everything about us is out there and available, and China has it, right? I mean, I don't know for sure of all these, like exactly what's going on, because of course we're not being told the extent, but you get it, and we get it. We understand that this is kind of something that, can it even be undone? Like all of our information. And so I've seen this also with, say, people who have a platform and social media. Let's take like YouTube. It's interesting because they call them YouTube creators, right? And it appears that those YouTube creators are being supported in creating their content. And actually, when you signed up for YouTube, you gave all of your intellectual content to them as a creator. And it's funny because it's like exactly in the Atlantean time, those were creators. Those are the most powerful, cutting edge people on the planet, and they were targeted, and it's almost like, is YouTube, like, let's support the creators so that we can control the creators, because a lot of people have had their channel either taken down or demonetized because basically YouTube, or the powers that be behind the conglomerate corporations, which is this artificial intelligence energy, working along with nefarious extraterrestrial, not of this planet origin, not human origin beings, those people, that energy is deciding who, so with all of this information they have about us and our profile, we've all been profiled now. And so, and they get to decide, basically, as a creator, they get to decide, so they can take your channel down. Now, if, say they took your YouTube channel down, and then all of your stuff that was up there is gone, and most people have that stuff archived, but say you didn't, say it was live stuff, live streams, and you've done all this stuff and all this gift out into the world, basically for free, because monetization doesn't really get you that much money. But it's like the powers behind these corporate conglomerates get to decide whether or not this gets to exist or not, whether or not this intellectual property gets to exist on a platform. And of course, we have a monopoly, so there's the only one place to go see these things, which is YouTube, and, of course, owned by Google and the big conglomerates. And this is really interesting because this is a lot of the contracts as we look at this as above, so below energy. This is a lot of the contracts that come up, the contracts that we've made with these control energies, where they've killed us lifetime after lifetime for being who we are. And then the contractual arrangement is like, well, they get to decide whether I live or die. So they have power over whether I get to exist. And this is kind of, I see this as a metaphor. It's like, oh, all of a sudden we can just take your intellectual property and it can just go away and it's ours. What's yours is ours. This is the predatory energy of this artificial intelligence, Draco-reptilian control energy that's been controlling galaxies. And Earth is the final battle, right? Like, it's almost like what we're doing here on Earth is going to affect all these other galaxies, because we will throw this energy off. But right now we are in max amount of control. And the energy of this, just say as this example, the YouTube channel gets taken down, we get to decide whether you get to exist. This is the only platform out there. We have a monopoly on it. It's the only place that really people can go to find you. And now we have everything that you've ever created. Oh, YouTube creator, we want to support you. We want to support you in stealing and taking everything that's yours. And exaggerating on some level to get this point across. But, then say on social media, like with Facebook, that you've used our profiles to basically, and algorithms, computer algorithms, to decide what it is we get to see. Like what, it's funny, it's called a news feed. Because it's literally like, we're going to feed you with the information that we would like you to know. And we're going to block the information that we don't want you to know. And we're going to manipulate you with the information that we do show you. And so not only do they get to decide whether you get to exist on the planet, they get to decide whether or not, or what you get to see, what you get to understand, what information. They get to decide whether or not you are seen. So it's interesting with Facebook because a lot of alternative type of information and healing stuff and new, things, solution type based things get very low down in the algorithm. Like there aren't even words available as taglines in the Facebook model to be able to put this stuff out there. So it's like you don't get to, and then say that there's some sort of energy about what you're trying to bring as a creator on YouTube that they don't like. They get to decide whether they like it or not for any reason whatsoever, and you don't get seen. You don't get to get into the algorithm. You don't get to get in the search. You don't get to come up, and so they get to decide whether you're seen. They get to decide what you see. They get to decide what messages you get. And, going back to the creator thing, they get to decide whether or not you have worth. And this is this fundamental energy going on with these contractual arrangements that we've all made in the above world, in the bigger picture. And so many powerful light worker, indigo, crystal souls have very low self-worth. It's been programmed, the type of soul, you don't really have any value in this world. All that healing, all that light, all that love you want to bring to the world, that doesn't really add up to anything here. We're here to accumulate things and to make accomplishments and to, gather our material wealth. And that's what has value. And so it's interesting, you can see these correlations here. And so, we're looking at the macrocosm of where we've given away our soul power because we've been programmed to think that we can't handle it. It's too powerful for us. It might blow up the planet. Or that other people will get hurt from it. Or that, because a lot of times people who brought in really great ideas were suppressed and their followers then were persecuted. So it's like all of this energy towards hiding and playing small and giving away your power to the point where these souls are like, you're right. Why would I ever want, remember what happened last time? Why would I ever want all of my true soul power? You take it, right? So this is kind of the way it's set up. Sign on the dotted line. Read the agreement. Click OK. I agree. You can have it. You can have my intellectual property. You can have my profile. You can have every information about me. You can have all of my intellectual property that I post. Fine. As long as I don't have to deal with my own soul power because I can't handle it. Right? And it's like, well, you're the only person who can handle it. You're the only person who has the right to it. And so we need to go back and redo these soul contracts where we've given away our soul property. And it's kind of like this metaphorical microcosm, macrocosm thing. In this microcosm world expression of this, it's clear how much we've given away our power. We've allowed ourselves to be completely surveilled. Like anybody, that has the access to this can find out everything about us, can listen into our life if they want to. And a lot of people kind of, find this information out and they're like, yeah, but I'm not doing anything wrong, so that's fine. I can understand they're trying to, catch criminals. It's like, no. This gives them the opportunity to make you into a criminal. That whatever they think is bad is bad. And this is where this strange thing, kind of shown in, say, this example of being a YouTube creator and then being demonetized, right? oh, what you're saying doesn't have value and we don't want other people to see it. Actually, it has huge value, right? I would go see who's been demonetized, and probably those are the channels you want to watch. But we have given away our intellectual property. We've given away our soul power. We've all just willingly signed it away, and now we have to pay the price. And this is kind of the energy now, is like understanding how much of this information is out there, and it can't really be undone, right? Like once your information is fully available to the conglomerate corporate world, you can't really undo that. You can't really make it private again. We're entering a new era, but it's showing us where we've given away our soul property, and those contracts we can go undo. And, you sign up for the program and you're so excited and you're ready to get to work on your next project. And so you scroll through and say, I agree to the terms. iTunes, everything you put up there, they now own. I agree. You can't even read through it. It's so long. And who does? Who really reads through that? And this is exactly what's happened to us in coming into this evolution as souls. It's like you don't have a choice. You have to agree. You have to agree to let this artificial intelligence control energy, powers that be, have your power. And we kind of had to. We kind of had to sign on the dotted line, but now we can go back and it's like game over. This contract is null and void, and it no longer works for me. We can undo. We might not be able to go undo our contractual arrangement. I mean, we can cancel our programs and completely get off of technology, but how do you exist in this world without it? And until we have a huge shift in our consciousness around whether it's okay for our soul, intellectual property to be owned by corporations, then we can't really change these agreements if we want to operate in our technological world. It's like, we have the system and you need to agree to our terms to be a part of it. And this is exactly what happened when we came into the soul evolution and gave away our soul power. It's like, oh, you want a body in this earth incarnation? Cool, that's fine, but we'd get to keep your soul. And so let's go ahead and just set the intention and go through a little exercise here to undo these original contracts. And undo all of the programming of why you feel scared of having your soul power, or why you don't feel like you deserve your soul power. It's almost like we've been told it's not ours. And this is why we've so willingly given away our intellectual property and the information about ourselves. Because it's not really ours. We don't really have it. We don't really have any soul autonomy. We're just minions, sheeple, controlled by these control energies feeding on us, using all of our gifts while they sell it back to us as electricity and make us pay a monthly fee. But the contracts we can undo, the agreements we can undo, are these original soul contracts. So let's go ahead and just take a few deep breaths and feel yourself arrive right here, right now in your field. Put down a root system into Mother Earth. Feel yourself just anchored. Feel her love and affection and appreciation for you being on the planet. And let's just travel in your time dimensional frequency. We're going to go and travel into the place where you made this. Let's just go for your original soul contract. Your original contract that's put part of you in a cage. As a highly evolved soul, there's more light in that cage and you're more incapable in this world. This is the deal with indigo souls and light workers, crystal souls. It's like 3D reality is difficult because they operate in pieces. So part of the deal with a higher evolved soul is that you do have the ability to literally separate yourself out into pieces, like give pieces of your soul to people that are hurting, or leave parts of your soul in other time dimensional frequencies where people were suffering in a lifetime that you felt responsible or something like that. And so that's a great ability that indigo and evolved crystal souls have, but it's not what we're here for. And what happens in this world when these souls decide to put themselves back together and be whole and complete? I mean, game over for the control energies. Contracts null and void. So let's just travel to this point on your timeline where you made this original contract. And of course, there's all these other parts of yourself probably out there in different time dimensional frequencies from past lives and traumatic experiences. Let's just ask that magnetically from this original soul contract, these parts of your soul begin to retrieve back into you as well. And this original contract has your full and total permission. Getting rid of this contract reinstates your full and total permission to be whole and complete, incarnate as consciousness, as an evolved soul in a physical body on planet Earth right here, right now. So would you like to, are you ready to release your original contract that you may have made with control energies, technological, artificial intelligence energies, off-planet alien, extraterrestrial, whoever, whatever is controlling this reality that you made when you first came into this earth evolution. And it's kind of like they scraped off the butter, the cream of who you are and put it in a box. It's like, you won't need this where you're going. And it's like, yes, you do. And it's like, game over. I'm no longer playing by these rules. And so go ahead and receive an energetic wave to help release this original contract. And go ahead and see this ball of light. And what color does it want to be? This part of yourself that's been kept hostage. This part of yourself that is your soul power. You've worked for many, many evolutions to achieve this level of soul power, and it's ready to come home to you right here, right now. And just go ahead and see, is it chains? Is it a lock? Do you need a key? Like, go ahead and demand that you're, and make a statement to the universe that you're ready to receive back your true soul power. Because that's what you need to do what you came here to do and fulfill your destiny and be a part of this evolution. And it's like indigo souls in particular are operating on low cylinders and trying to get by and try to function and just get through this strange, distorted world and reality. And it's like, this is how we take back our reality. We take back our power and release all of the programming. Just go ahead and receive an energetic wave to release all of the programming in any part of you, in any lifetime, in any ancestral belief system, societal conditioning that says you can't handle your own power, or that there's something wrong and bad about this power. That's too powerful power. Because all it is energy, and it's creative energy. And you are a creator. And it's time to create, be a part, become whole and complete, and be a part of creating the new world the way it really wants to be, the Genesis codes of the earth, the Eden star that earth is. And you're a part of this. Beautiful, beautiful experience. But you need to take back your soul power and be whole and complete in order to fully be a part of this evolution. So go ahead and receive that energetic wave and go ahead and see this chains breaking. Go ahead and put the lock in the key, open up this cage, bring back this part of yourself. It's like a long lost friend. It's like who you really are that's been kept from yourself and you've been operating in pieces. And just understand that original contract is falling apart. This world is ready to totally reorganize. And this original contract is no longer valid. And you don't buy into any of the reasons why your soul needs to be held hostage. That your soul's the property of the control energies. And go ahead and imagine a golden retractable cord to this ball of light. It's coming back into your heart as you can allow over time. Just receive an energetic wave, receiving all the help and support from your highest guidance and your higher self to prepare you for being whole and complete, to prepare you for the release of this original contract and the changes that are ready to happen in your life, the positive changes, the other people, the projects coming together, the support of the universe lining up for you to be the creator that you are. Whole and complete without any cages or contracts or interference on any level with your true soul destiny as an integral, powerful part of this soul spiritual evolution on planet Earth. Just take a few deep breaths and receiving that energetic wave, feeling Mother Earth holding you and supporting you through this transition, honoring you and thanking you for being so brave. And just see what this world looks like with all of these souls taking back their soul power and releasing their original contract and fully incarnating as the light that they are. It's a radical transformation of the planet and our world into beautiful potential that you get to be a part of. Just take a few deep breaths and feel yourself fully arrive in this life, in your body, right here, right now. Whole and complete and ready for your next chapter. Well, thank you so much for joining me for this episode of Empowerment Radio, the podcast of empowerment coaching. Empowerment coaching is here to help you have the support you need to take back that power, be on your true path, and feel like you're really living. So thank you for joining me for this episode. I look forward to next time. Until then, I'm Adrienne Elise. Namaste.